So we discussed some of the basic aggregates of national income in our last class, right? And 4 gross terms are there and 4 net terms are there. That is national income. It can be expressed in gross term or in net term. In gross term, we have gross domestic product at market price or GDP MP. Gross means it includes depreciation. So by hearing the name or by looking into this term, you have to identify what are the terms that we are including in this particular variable. Okay, so gross means we include depreciation. Domestic means we will not include the net factor income from abroad. So we are not making any distinction between resident or non-resident. Here we are concerned only with the domestic territory, right? So that is mean by domestic. Then market price means the price at which the products are selling in the market. So it includes what is known as net indirect taxes, right? Next is gross domestic, that is gross national product at market price or GNP MP. So here we will include NFIA. So depreciation is included, NFIA is included, and also the NIT is included in gross national product at market price. Then next one is gross domestic product at factor cost. So factor cost means we exclude NIT, right? Net indirect taxes we are not taking into consideration. Then fourth one is gross national product at factor cost. Here also NFIA is included, depreciation is included, but net indirect taxes are excluded. That is why it is expressed in factor cost term. Then 4 net terms, net domestic. So here in all these 4 terms we will exclude depreciation, right? These are the 4 terms. So here we will not include the depreciation. In any of these 4 terms, depreciation is not included, right? Then domestic national difference, you know, that is NFIA. Then market price and factor cost difference is NIT. So we will discuss it in detail. These are the things that we discussed in our last class. That is why I am not explaining that much, okay? So next is how to convert. That is, if you know any of one of these, we can find out there are some of the other way we can find out other variables also, that is other aggregates also. So what are the adjustments that we have to make so that we can find out the other aggregates? So first one, it is gross and net. Then second is domestic and national, and third one is market price and factor cost. Yes, so what is the difference between gross and net is depreciation. So short form I am using DEPN, that is depreciation. You have to write depreciation in full only. Here space is not that much, that's why I wrote DEPN. You have to write depreciation. So between gross and net we have to make adjustments for depreciation. And next, domestic and national. Can you see? Net factor income from abroad. What is the difference between market price and factor cost? Very good. NIT or net indirect taxes. So here you see, if gross is given, means if you want to find out the gross term, you will add net and depreciation. That is, gross is equal to net plus depreciation. And if they are giving you net and they are telling you to find gross, you have to add depreciation. And if they are giving you gross term and they are asking you to find out net term, you have to subtract depreciation. Yes. And here the national is equal to domestic plus NFIA. Okay. That is, if they are giving you domestic and they are asking you to find out national, you have to add NFIA to it. NFIA means net factor income from abroad. It is nothing but the difference between factor income from abroad and factor income to abroad. Okay. Then here market price and factor cost. I will simply how to identify this, I will simply tell you some what to say, easy methods. So here gross and net is given. This you can connect to that gross investment and net investment, that is depreciation. No way you have to remember it like that only. But here when you comes to domestic and national, we know that domestic means within the domestic territory, whereas national means wherever our normal residents are, we can include. Okay. So domestic means within India, national means outside India also it will come. So here we are bringing something from outside the nation, that is something from abroad we are bringing, that is what is meant by NFIA. It can be positive or negative, that we discussed in our last class. At what instance NFIA can be positive or negative. Then regarding this market price and factor cost. Market price means the price you are paying at the market, and factor cost, it is the factory price. Okay, the price at which the commodity will be available at factory. Okay, so in factory it is produced and something is added to it, then only they will sell it at the market. Okay, so while purchasing a product from market, you have to pay additionally the taxes, right? So the factory price will always be lesser than the market price. Why? Because to factory price we will add taxes, then only it will give us market prices. So I told you, when you purchase an item, every time you have to pay taxes. The price will, in the packet itself they will write it as MRP inclusive of all taxes, right? That is the market price. So taxes we will add to the factor cost, it will give us the market price. So this you have to what to say, by heart I can tell you, that is difference between gross and net lies in depreciation, then difference between domestic and national lies in NFIA, and difference between market price and factor cost is NIT. Yes. So whether to add or minus, you have to study this. Gross is equal to net plus depreciation. So net will be gross minus depreciation, right? Then national is equal to domestic plus NFIA. So domestic is national minus NFIA. Then market price is factor cost plus NIT. So factor cost is market price minus NIT. So plus or minus, what adjustment, you have to be very clear. Then only you will be able to convert or make adjustments, so that you can find out all other aggregates. Okay, so we will do some numericals now. So I'll add a question now. You have to copy the question into your classwork. Make a column and copy. Is it visible to you? So we will see how to solve this kind of question. So they will be giving you one aggregate, that is GNP MP they are giving you, and some more items they had given you, and you are asked to find out what is domestic income or NDP at FC. Okay, NDP at FC or domestic income you have to derive from GNP MP and all these variables which is given to you. So first step you have to do is, on the left hand side you write what you are having with you. Okay, here I am having GNP at MP with me, right? So I will write it as GNP MP. So write like this on the left hand side what you are having with you, that is GNP MP I am having, and on the right hand side you write what you have to derive or what you want to attain. So NDP FC they want to calculate, right? So we want to calculate NDPFC. So on the right hand side I will write net domestic product at factor cost. Okay, so this way you have to write. This is the first step for the solution. On the left hand side you write what you are having with you, that is GNP I am having. Okay, so GNP MP you have to write, and on the right hand side you write what you want to calculate. So I want to calculate NDP FC. This way I will be writing NDP FC. Then next step is you draw lines like this, that is I am having gross with me and I want to find out net. Put an arrow mark here. So in question I have gross with me, and answer part I have to find out the net factor, right? So gross I have, net I want to find out. So draw a line between these two, that is gross to net, and put an arrow so that you will be able to identify what you want to attain. Next is another line you draw between this national to domestic. Okay, draw a line like this, national to domestic we have to convert. Okay, so this is the second line, and third line you draw MP, factor cost. So first step is this, that is you have to write what you are having with you on the left hand side, and you have to write what you want to derive on the right hand side. Okay, then draw lines between these two, that is first two terms G and N, gross into net, then second term N to D, that is national to domestic, then third term MP to FC. This P is common, product is common both sides, so no lines between them. Third line we have to draw between market price to factor cost. Now we are going to write what adjustment that we have to make. Okay, so gross to net, what is the difference? What I have to do? I have to subtract depreciation. So here I am writing minus depreciation. Okay, next term is national to domestic. What is the difference between national and domestic? Domestic means within India, national means outside India also we have to calculate. So what is the difference? Difference stands in NFIA, and when converting, that is domestic is equal to national is equal to domestic plus NFIA. Here we are having national and we have to find out domestic. So domestic is national minus NFIA. So here I have to subtract NFIA. So I am writing minus NFIA. Then between market price and factor cost, subtract NIT or net indirect taxes. So now I have the formula with me. So I'll write the formula as NDP FC is equal to, here I am having GNP MP with me, right? So GNP MP, then minus depreciation, then again here minus NFIA, right? So minus NFIA, then again here minus NIT, that also I have to write. So minus NIT. So this way I have to find out the formula, right? Is it clear how I arrive at NDP FC from GNP MP? So GNP MP minus depreciation. Here MP has got deleted. You write that also. GNP MP minus depreciation minus NFIA minus NIT. So this way you have to find out the formula. Now we have the formula with us and all the required items or also values are given in this box. We can proceed solving this. Okay. So I will start solving this. So NDP at FC is equal to GNP MP. How much is the value? Sangeet, how much is GNP MP? Look at the question and tell me. GNP at MP is given as 6,000. Very good, 6,000. Then minus depreciation. Is it given in the question? Depreciation. Yes, Sangeet, is it given? Yes, how much is the value? 100 minus 100. Then minus NFIA is given. Net factor income from abroad. It is given, right? How much it is? 400 minus 400. Then what else we have to write there? One more term is there, right? Minus NIT. How much is NIT? Net indirect taxes are given here. The term net indirect taxes is given. No, it is indirect tax, right? So the formula for finding out net indirect taxes is, here I will write. So NIT or net indirect taxes. Anyone know it? What is net indirect taxes? Neha, you have any idea how to find out net indirect taxes? Yes, very good. Indirect taxes minus subsidies, right? So this way you have to find out net indirect taxes. That is indirect taxes minus subsidies. Okay. So here in our question, indirect taxes and subsidies are given. So I will open a bracket here. How much is indirect tax? Vishnu, how much is indirect tax? Indirect taxes are 300. And how much is subsidy? 200. So I will close the bracket here. Yes. And next we have to solve this. So 6,000 minus 100. 100 stands for this depreciation. 400 stands for NFIA or net factor income from abroad, the net indirect taxes are not directly given, but instead they gave us indirect tax and subsidy. So we have to find out NIT using the formula indirect taxes minus subsidies. So here I wrote 300 minus 200. So what is the final answer? 6000 minus, add these three terms, minus 100, minus 400 and minus 100 again. So minus 600, right? 6000 minus 600, what is the final answer? It is 5400. So rupees in crores is given here. In question it is given as rupees in crores. So we will add CR. 5400 crores is the NDPFC. Is it clear? If you have doubt, we will discuss or we will move on to second question. Can we move to second question? Have you copied this? I'll give you 3 minutes time. Copy this. Samyukt, is that clear? Yes. So copy this. We will do the next question. Can I delete all this? Can I clear the screen? If I didn't get any no, I'll erase everything. So I hope you copied everything. I'm going to erase everything. Yes. Next question we will write. Yes. Is the question visible? You are asked to find out national income or NNPFC, and the items that you are having with you is the particulars. GDP at MP is given, consumption of fixed capital is given, goods and services tax is given, then factor income from abroad, subsidies and factor income to abroad. So I am having with me, I will write on the left hand side. So it is GDPMP, right? So GDPMP I am writing here. So the question is to find out what? Tejo Krishnan? NNPFC. So I will write here NNPFC, right? NNPFC. Next step we have to draw the adjustments. Okay. So I will pick a color. So this one. So first step is I am having gross with me and I want to arrive at net. Yes, depreciation. I have to add or subtract. No. Gross I am having. Net I want to arrive. So from larger to smaller I am moving. So I have to subtract depreciation. So minus depreciation. Yes. Next is domestic to national I am going. I will pick another color. Say green. So domestic to national I am moving. So here is domestic and I want to arrive at national. Domestic means it is only within the country. National means outside, from UK, USA, what are the residents of India are, how much they are earning. We have to calculate that also. So we will add NFIA. Okay. So this adding and subtraction, by practice you will get to know. Nothing to worry. What you have to be very clear that these terms, that is depreciation stands, it is the difference between gross and net. Then NFIA is the difference between domestic and national. That you have to be very clear about. Other things you will learn by practice. Okay. So next term is market price and factor cost. So I have to subtract NIT. Okay. Now I have the formula with me. Correct. So I will write down the formula here. That is, I want to find out NNPFC. NNP at FC is equal to, here they gave me GDP MP. So GDP MP then minus depreciation then here minus NIT then plus we have to add NFIA. So plus NFIA. Okay, so this is the formula. Write down till this, then we will proceed. So how much is GDP MP? Anandu, how much is GDP MP? Anandu is here. Anandu didn't join, I think. Danish, oh, you are here. 5,500. Okay, very good. Then minus, how much is depreciation? Depreciation, okay, depreciation how much? See, sometimes instead of depreciation, they will give you other names of depreciation. So, depreciation is otherwise known as consumption of fixed capital. The second term, this stands for depreciation in this particular question, and it can be termed as replacement cost. So, you note down the other names for depreciation. One is consumption of fixed capital, other one is replacement cost. They, instead of depreciation in question, they will be giving you what is the replacement cost. So replacement cost stands for depreciation only. Okay, that is a second name, and one more name is there. So wear and tear cost, it is another name for depreciation, the cost of wear and tear. Then capital consumption allowance, it is another name for depreciation. So all these terms stands for depreciation. For net indirect taxes, no, we have to find NIT. How? What is the formula? Just now we discussed. It is indirect tax minus subsidy. So indirect tax, directly it is not given in the question. Instead they give goods and services tax. So this is an indirect tax. Okay. Previous years they used to give this as VAT or value added tax. When VAT replaced by GST, now they are putting it as goods and services tax. So this stands for indirect tax, and subsidies are also given. So you have to find out the difference between these two. That is, indirect tax is 120 and subsidies are 70. So 120 minus 70. Okay, I will write it as this. Then NFIA. NFIA is given net factor income from abroad. Is it given directly? So we have to find out NFIA. What is the formula for NFIA? Factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. Okay. So write down that factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. So how much is factor income from abroad? 150 minus factor income to abroad, how much it is? 250. So I will write it within the bracket. Why I am writing this within the bracket means the sign may change. That is the reason. Okay. So you have to do this way only, because you should not have any confusion regarding the sign of the term. So here again I will write, I will put it somewhere down, equal to 5,500 minus 300. So I'll bring all the terms within the bracket, I'll bring it outside the bracket. So here minus 120 minus 70, it is 50, right? Then plus this I'll put in bracket. Why? Because 150 minus 250, how much it is? 150 minus 250 minus 100. Yes, very good. So minus 100 I wrote here within the bracket, right? When it comes outside bracket, this plus will change to minus. So 5,500 minus 300 minus 50. Then this plus minus 100 will become minus 100. Is it clear? Yes. Next is, here I will write the final answer equal to 5,000. Add all these terms, 300 plus 100, 400 plus 50, 450. That is 5,500 minus 450. How much is the answer? Is equal to. What is the answer? Yes, 5,050. Very good. 5,050. So is it clear? Copy the answer. Then we'll do one more question and we'll stop for the day. Actually, I have the board. We'll move on to the third question. Yes. Is the question visible? copy the question. Yes. So what I have to write on the left hand side? NDP at MP. Then right hand side. Here what I have to write? GNP FC. Yes, very good. What kind of adjustment we have to make? You have to tell me. So first one is net to gross, right? Here net is here and we have to arrive at gross. So what is the difference between net and gross? I have to add or subtract? Add. Okay, very good. Plus depreciation. Then second one I'll ask someone else. Vishnu. Yes, Vishnu. Yes, I have domestic with me and I have to arrive at national, right? What I have to make, what adjustment I have to make here? Domestic I am having. Domestic means within India. National means outside India also we have to consider. So what adjustment I have to make here? What is the difference between these two? Domestic and national. Differences? Add. What I have to add? NFIA. Very good. NFIA. Okay, very good. Third one is factor cost and market price, right? So I will ask someone else. So I'll change the color. Samyukt, tell me, I am having market price with me and I have to arrive at factor cost. What adjustment I have to do here? What is the difference between market price and factor cost? Where is Samyukt? Yes, what is the difference between MP and FC? See, a product when it is produced at factory is sold at a different price at market. So what is added to the factory price? See, in factory they are producing, adding something to it and selling it at market. What is the difference? I think due to network issue we are not, that is submit is not reachable. So the answer is here market price is given, we have to arrive at factor cost. So factor cost will always be lesser than market price. So we have to subtract. Okay, subtract net indirect taxes. Yes, very good. NIT or net indirect taxes, right? So the formula for finding out NDP MP from GNP at FC. So I will write here NDP, that is GNP FC. GNP FC from NDP MP. NDP MP plus depreciation plus NFIA, then minus NIT, right? Yes. So now it is easy for you to solve the rest. Equal to, I'll do one thing, I'll change the color of the pen. Yes, equal to, how much is NDP MP? Niba, how much is NDP MP? Niba, switch on your mic. Yes, 25,000. Then plus how much is depreciation? 5,000. Then plus NFIA, is it given directly? Net fact, no, we have to find out. What is, how we can find out? Factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. So factor income from abroad, how much it is? 400 minus to abroad, how much it is? To the rest of the world. it is 600. I'll close the bracket. Then minus NIT also we have to write. Net indirect taxes are given directly. Is it given directly? No. So we have to find out net indirect taxes. Is indirect tax given in the question? Any term for indirect tax? So we will put it as 0. If indirect taxes are not given in question, you put it as 0. Okay. 0 minus, how much is subsidy? Indirect tax minus subsidy is NIT. So indirect tax is not given. So I wrote 0 for that. And how much is subsidies? 30. Is it clear? Okay, very good. So is it clear how these values I got? NDP MP it is given in question as 25,000. Then depreciation it is given as 5,000. Then NFIA it is not given directly. We have to find out. That is the formula is factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. That is 400 minus 600 I wrote here. And minus NIT. Net indirect taxes, the term is not given. We have to find out net indirect taxes using the formula indirect tax minus subsidy. So indirect tax is not given, or GST, nothing is given in that regard. So we wrote 0 for indirect tax and minus subsidies is 30. So solve this and tell me the final answer. 25,000 plus 5,000 plus 400 minus 600, it is minus 200. So minus 200. Then here 0 minus 30 is minus 30. Minus of minus 30 is plus 30. So look at the screen. I'll write it once again. That is 25,000 plus 5,000. Here it is even if it is plus, 400 minus 600 is minus 200. So when it comes outside the bracket, it will be minus 200, right? Here minus is given. 0 minus 30 is minus 30. Minus of minus 30 is plus 30. So this minus I will write as plus 30. Is it clear? Any doubts you can ask in this step. How plus turned into minus and how minus turned into plus. So for that purpose only we are putting it inside the bracket. Okay, I hope it's clear. Nobody is asking any doubt, so I'll proceed further. Is equal to 25 plus 5, 30,000. 30,000 plus 30 minus 200. How much it is? Calculate. It is 29,840. Is my answer correct? Yes. Yes, very good. It's 830. Purposefully only I did that. Okay, 29,830. Yes. So this is the answer. I hope now you can convert. I'll put some more questions in Google Classroom as homework. You can submit tomorrow morning. So any doubts you can ask me. Copy this first, and after that, if no doubt is there, you can leave the class. So always if you have to arrive at this term, that is NFIA, NIT, always you use brackets, then only the sign will be correct. Otherwise there is a chance that you will get a wrong answer. Okay. So make sure that you are doing all the operations, or what you can do is you can do it separately. Here you can do it separately and find out the answer. For example, for NFIA, I will write NFIA here. It is NFIA is equal to factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. Then I will write equal to, how much is factor income from abroad? It is 400 minus 600. So it will be minus 200. This way separately you can do and write here, or else you use bracket, then bring it outside the bracket. So this way also you can perform the same. Answer will be the same. So sign you have to take much care of. That is the only thing. So can I rub the board? So